Hello, witches. I am High Priestess Orphanus. Thank you for joining me here live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or X. Also, happy Independence Day. Today is America's birthday, and it is also a new moon. So I thought that this was perfect for this broadcast. Be careful for what you witch for. Be careful with the type of spell that you choose to do. A spell is really a wish that you make for yourself or for a friend or for a client. And all spells requires real world action. The only time you do not do real world action is with curses and hexes. That belongs to your chosen god or goddess or deity or ancestor or Hecate, the queen of witches. You don't take curses and hexes into your own hands. You let those deities take care of that. But when it comes to spells and rituals, you have to do real world action. You have to be careful for what you wish for. Not because it may not be what you really want, but because you may actually get it. Witches know how powerful our words are. Witches know that our words have creative and destructive energy. Witches know that our words can word sorry. Witches know that our words, not worlds, witches know that our words have constructive and destructive energy. We know that life and death is in the power of the tongue. We know this. It's so important for witches to consider what they are saying. It's so important for witches to consider the type of spell, ritual, hex, or curse that they are writing because they can't take it back. Once you cast a spell, curse, ritual, or hex, it has to run its course. It has to run its course. It's just like a floodgate being open. It has to run its course. That's why I am a little bit against love spells, because that love spell will run its course and then break off of the person. And you never want a person to know that they were under a love spell and that they were not true feelings of love towards you, because they may become angry, they may even become violent with you, both men and women. So that's why I am a little bit against doing love spells, because the person is not investing real feelings of love. They are under a spell that you have cast on them. You have got to be careful for what you wish for, because you might just get it and it may not be what you really want and you can't take it back. So many witches fall into this dilemma, this despair, this grief of a spell working a little bit too good, working a little bit too much as they intended, and they can't take it back. So there is no such thing as reversing a spell. It has to run its course. How long that course is, it depends on how strong you made that spell, ritual, hex, or curse. If you know that you are a powerful witch, use that power wisely. If you know that, no matter if anybody agrees or not, if you know that you are a powerful witch, use your power wisely. Do not use it carelessly, because you can hurt a person or a group of people or even cause mass destruction in the world because you are a powerful witch. Witches, by nature, by their very nature, are powerhouses. You, me, we are powerhouses. By nature, witches are powerhouses. We can create and we can destroy. Witches can create and witches can destroy. And we can't take it back. We sometimes, only sometimes, We may be able to ask our chosen God or goddess or deity or ancestor or Hecate to stop what we have put out there, but most likely it will be ignored because that's what you originally wanted. So if you do a spell for fame and fortune, it may work too well. And people may become fans of you and become too obsessed with you. The best example of that is Michael Jackson. The best example of that is Michael Jackson. People were obsessed with him. Even in death, people are still obsessed with him. His fan base are people who are insane. Michael Jackson's fans are insane. Beyonce's fan base is insane. Insane. Their mind is gone. And most likely it's because a spell for fame and fortune has been cast. It has not run its course yet. So this is why they act like this. So if you do a spell for fame and fortune, do you really want your fans obsessed with you? Do you really know the definition of being obsessed? You know, these fans who are obsessed with celebrities, they have altars made out for them. They pray to them. They replace these celebrities. They replace Hecate with celebrities. Listen, because I am a devotee of Hecate, you can't replace Hecate with a celebrity. Because many celebrities would not be celebrities if Hecate did not exist. They may never give her um, acknowledgement or worship or praise publicly, but lots of celebrities are celebrities because of the queen of witches, Hecate. Be careful for what you wish for because you might just get it. You may not be strong willed enough to handle it, and you can't take it back. You have to let it run its course. How long it takes for that spell, ritual, has occurred to run its course depends on how powerful you are. I said this time and time again. Forget about tools. Forget about candles and crystals and herbs and incense. The power really does rely in the heart of the witch. The power really does rely in the heart of the witch. You are magic. You are magic. Your words have creative power with no candles, with no crystals, with no incense. You don't even have to be a devotee of a particular god or goddess or worship a certain ancestor or be a devotee of Picasso. You don't have to be. You are the most powerful tool on your altar. You. You. It's you. Those tools of the craft help you. They help you. But it's ultimately you that is requesting help of these items to make your spells much more powerful. But it really is you. Witches have creative power. Witches have always had creative power. Witches have always been able to create and to destroy. And a witch who has responsibility with his or her power knows for a fact that the way that they use it affects everybody in the earth. They are not just thinking about themselves. They can't just think of themselves. They can't. Be careful for what you wish for. So tonight, like I said earlier, is a new moon. New moon is a perfect opportunity to start things that are new. New friendships, new romantic relationships, new businesses, new career pursuits, anything new. Also, Saturn is also in retrograde, so this is also the perfect opportunity to use the planets of karma, Saturn, to take revenge on your enemies. Witches have a lot of enemies. And since Saturn is in retrograde and Saturn is the planet of karma, ask your chosen god or goddess to go to bat for you. Ask your chosen god or goddess to avenge you. Ask your ancestors, ask your deity to come to your aid to get rid of an enemy who won't leave you alone, to get rid of an enemy who won't stop harassing and stalking you and throwing dirt on your name. But be careful for what you wish to happen to your enemies, because it may just happen. You know, when a witch goes after his or her enemies, it's not because they it's not because they first desire to kill them. The first desire is to make them stop the bad behavior towards the witch. But if that behavior does not stop, sometimes, very often, Hecate will take a person right out of the earth and send them either to the cemetery, graveyard, or to the crematorium. Yes, I've seen it happen. She's done it for me. She's done it for many of you witches too, I know. But be careful for what you wish to happen to your enemies, especially now that Saturn, the planet of karma, the perfect time to take revenge on your enemies, is now in retrograde, because the impact of that curse or that hex is going to be 10 times as strong if Saturn was going direct. Of course, witches should protect themselves. Of course, I advocate, I encourage even to curse people who deserve it. A curse only works if the person or persons deserve to be cursed. They have to deserve it. It can't be because of something small or trivial or unimportant. It has to be for a good reason, or it won't work. A curse with no cause, with no good cause, cannot land on an enemy or enemies. But be careful for what you wish for, because it could bring that person's life to a immediate end. That's why I say when witches curse someone, their consciousness of regret, remorse is non-existent. It's non-existent. Remorse for what? Regret for what? There is no regret. There is no sorry, no empathy, no pity, no mercy, no, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I regret doing that. No. When a witch curses someone, it's because they have been pushed too far. You have got to be careful for what you wish for, because you might just get it. That spell, ritual, hex, or curse may work too much, may be too strong, may run its course for months, for years, for generations, maybe even after, long after you have passed away. Yes. And it'll take a powerful high priest or a powerful high priestess to break it, to make it in its course, with the assistance, with the help of Hecate or another god or goddess. This is so important. So many witches get in trouble with this. Just doing spells and not thinking about the consequences. When you do a spell, you have got to think once or twice about the possible consequences. Witches by nature are powerhouses. We are. We are powerful. There's no question about that. None. It's indisputable. There's no argument about that. None. There could never be an argument about that. Ever. But witches have to understand their own strength and understand that every time they do witchcraft, they're changing something in the world that will affect everybody in the world, not just them. Witchcraft is not manipulation. Witchcraft is not manipulation because we're not focused on one person. We're not focused on making somebody a puppet. Witches do witchcraft to change their lives and the lives of people who seek them out. People who want real, significant, and permanently positive change. But you have got to be aware of how strong you are. You have to accept that you, as a witch, is a powerhouse. And be very careful for what you witch for. So thank you, witches, for joining me on this quick live pop-up broadcast. I am, once again, High Priestess Austin Phoenix. Be sure to share this broadcast on your other social media platforms. Tell a witch or two or three that there is a High Priestess here in New